It's unfortunate, but you need to disappear. From now on,
Alright, so here he is, Eligos, a fire ranger, which previously was an NPC in Epic 7, is now becoming a playable hero in the world of Orbis, in the world of Epic 7. So I'm kind of interested to see what they did with his kit, and hopefully he's not some kind of like speed unit, right? Like a speed cleave unit. So I'm kind of hoping that he is somewhat usable by like everyone, right? It's not just one playstyle, so we'll see. Okay, so he is a fire ranger, he is a Virgo. He has an imprint concentration of critical hit chance. Can you say whale imprint concentration? Okay, anytime that you see imprint concentration, this unit can potentially be broken, okay? Because if you get multiple copies, that's almost 17% critical hit chance that you don't have to build that can go towards speed. He's already at 124 base speed, okay? So he's already decently fast, and I'm pretty sure can be made incredibly fast if you have the gear for it, right? He has pretty decent health, pretty high attack, which is, I mean, pretty nice for a ranger, right? I don't know if you could potentially build him as a bruiser. He doesn't have a lot of crit chance built into his imprint concentration. So if you pull multiple copies, maybe, right? Maybe, but let's take a look at his skill number 3. Okay, so skill number 3, it's a 5-turn cooldown, -1 turn, so 4 turns. You can soul burn for 20 souls to ignore resistance, okay? Keep that in mind. So cloak and trigger. Attacks the enemy with a pistol dispelling 2 buffs, so he strips 2 buffs before inflicting target and decrease defense for 2 turns. So he strips 2 buffs, hits you with target, and defense breaks. And he decreases combat readiness by 35%. So a 2 buff strip, target, defense break, and CR pushback. That kind of reminds me of who? Like Wanda, right? Like the Dagger Sakaar people have pushbacks. Like Acid has a strip into silence pushback, right? Does Akoli have? She has a silence, right? On her S3, she has an AoE silence, which is pretty insane. But I mean, it seems pretty strong, right? Like single target strong. So I mean, I guess we got to kind of wait and see what his numbers might be, because he can decrease combat readiness by up to 50%. Wait. So if we mola this, oh, that's true. So that's up to 50% CR pushback. That's pretty broken, okay? So he hits you, strips, CR pushes. That's pretty much all the way. Like, you're not going to get a turn, okay? That's pretty much denying your turn. That is pretty crazy. But it's not a lot of damage there, right? It's not a lot of damage on that S3. So I'm thinking that his damage is going to come from somewhere else, right? Probably his skill number 2, the cleaner. When an ally except for the caster defeats an enemy, increases attack of the caster for 2 turns. So if one of your teammates gets a kill, he gives himself attack buff for 2 turns, but he activates time bomb against the enemy with the highest attack. Can only be activated once every 3 turns, so you can get this down to once every 2 turns. Time bomb attacks the enemy with a bomb and grants perception to the caster for 2 turns. When the caster's speed is greater than the target's speed, increases damage dealt proportional to the difference, up to a maximum of 200%. Okay, all right. So this is a full DPS skill. It has to be, right? So he scales off of speed, and he can do up to a maximum of 200%. That's kind of crazy, right? Or is that just a big number for just being big numbers reasons? Okay, so there he is. He did 28. All right, so he did 28k. Now keep in mind that he did have attack buff. I think perception. So perception increases critical hit chance and critical hit damage by 15%. and it cannot be dispelled. So he gives himself a 15% crit chance and crit damage buff. So you could technically build him at 85% crit, but you would have to get the kill in order for you to take full advantage of the perception buff. And so the thing is, he gives himself perception before, right? Yeah, I think he gives himself perception before he attacks with the bomb. So I think that's another reason why he's dealing a lot of damage. He also has vigor here. He has vigor, attack buff, perception. So are his numbers inflated? They might be. Okay. What is... I forgot to check his HP. So he's at 9k HP. So he's probably built like full speed, full damage, right? That has to be his speed, like almost glass cannon. So I don't know, but I mean, that's still a lot of damage, right? 30k, but keep in mind it is on a squishy unit. So just keep that in mind, okay? They didn't go on the APOC Ravi because APOC Ravi is extremely tanky. So keep that in mind. Skill number 1, point blank shot. Attacks the enemy by dashing towards them. When the caster is granted perception, triggers a dual attack from the ally with the highest attack. Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's speed. Full damage, right? You need to get a kill in order to activate his perception, and then he triggers a dual attack with the highest attack. So straight up aggro, right? Straight up aggro cleave. Unfortunate. So if that is your playstyle, I think he's going to fit pretty well. Just keep in mind, you do have to get a kill very, very fast. So on turn 1, you have to get a kill because whoever your follow-up is after that is going to have to get a kill. But I mean, they do make it a lot easier because Eligos gives a defense break, right? And higher chance to land your attack because he does target debuff. So keep that in mind as well. Ranger exclusive artifact. This, when attacking with a single attack, penetrates the target defense by up to 20%. When the caster defeats an enemy with a single attack, increases CR of the ally with the highest CR, except for the caster, by 20%. So CR push, more damage. I don't think that this artifact is gonna be necessary on him. I'm pretty sure you're gonna want, guess what? Guiding Light. Yes, Guiding Light for this unit because he is a ranger, right? Infinite Guiding Lights. Guiding Light rerun when? We'll see. I'm still waiting out for like the custom RGB banner. We haven't had those in a while. So yeah, if it's a ranger, you're gonna need Guiding Light. That's just the way that it works, right? Because if you get outsped, which you can still get outsped, right? It protects him. And if you put Guiding Light on him, then you don't need to build infinite speed. So it gives a lot of utility. So Eligos is going to be dropping on March 23rd. So you have plenty of time to save up your Covenant bookmarks. He is an RGB unit. So like I mentioned, if you decide not to pick him up, he will be in the RGB pool. So you can always pull him any other time. So I don't know. I think this one's going to be a tough decision. I might pull for him just for collection purposes, but I don't think I will be using him because he does require some pretty good damage follow-up. So aggro play style. Let me know what you think in the comment section below about Eligos. Are you going to be pulling for him? What do you think about his kit? What do you think they should have done with him if you did not like his kit? Like always, if you enjoyed the video, hit that like button if you haven't subscribed. Hey, think about subscribing. It really helps the channel grow and reach more people like you who like content like this. Like always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.